In this video, I'm going to tell you what healing actually looks like. Healing is actually not that of a complicated process. The process is quite simple, but following through, implementing is not that easy. You have to be consistent, you have to be disciplined, and it's necessary. So if you had a traumatic past, if you had a tough childhood, if you had a hard time with your parents, if you had difficult time with dating or friendship, whatever it is from your past, the following steps will apply. Let's dive into it. Before we start, if you would like to work with me one-on-one or if you would like to join any of my monthly group coaching sessions, click the link in description. Number one, you can't change your past, but you can change your perspective. A lot of people stay stuck in their past because they think that whatever happened to them happened because of who they are. They start blaming themselves for other people's actions and they carry that shame with themselves unconsciously. It becomes impossible to heal when you blame yourself for other people's actions. People do things for who they are, and we often happen to be a direct damage or a collateral damage of their actions. For example, if your parents hit you as a kid, that's a direct damage to you. Now, if your parents often had arguments and they yelled at each other and you happen to be there in that household, that's a collateral damage. But direct damage or collateral damage, people act for who they are and it has nothing to do with you. Now, we are no saints too. We often end up acting in a way that causes these kind of damage to others and we don't even know that we are hurting other people. And people go on with their lives most of the time unconsciously, not knowing that their actions are hurting other people. And again, we happen to be in that vicinity and we often end up taking that damage and we also cause damage to others. Now, this understanding and this perspective shift is very important for healing. Don't blame yourself for other people's actions. Don't internalize shame for the way that other people treated you. Because if you continue to blame yourself, you can't heal. Because when you think you are the problem, how do you think you're going to heal from that? When you think things happen to you because of who you are, because there's something inherently wrong with you, how are you going to heal from yourself? You are you. You are the one hosting this self. So if you think yourself is flawed, it's impossible to heal from that. So it's really important to have this perspective that we happened to be in a place where people acted badly and we just received that damage. And it has nothing to do with me, right? It has everything to do with them. And now I'm going to detach myself from their actions and I'm going to just remove this damage. That's how you can heal. But when you think you are the damaged one, you can't heal. It's really important you let go of that shame. You let go of this idea that something is wrong with you. Now that brings me to point number two. You can take blame for your actions, not other people's actions. Okay? You need to take blame for how you ended up in that place, how you ended up acting with them, how you ended up trusting too quickly, how you did not say no, how you did not keep boundaries, how you acted impulsively. Take blame for your actions. That is going to push you to take accountability, to take responsibility, right? I used this metaphor in one of my reels recently. Imagine two people are going out and it's going to rain. Like they see the news, it says it's going to rain. They're going to step out of their house. They see the umbrella, but they decide not to carry the umbrella because, it doesn't look like it's going to rain. So they step out of their house, they go to their work and it starts raining. So they get fully drenched. One person thinks, it's my fault, I didn't bring the umbrella. Another person thinks, it's my fault, it rained today. So anytime you blame yourself for other people's actions, you're saying that it's my fault that they treated me this way. That's not how we heal. That's not how we take responsibility. When you take responsibility for your actions. You ensure that next time you don't end up in a similar scenario. You ensure that next time you don't build connection with wrong people. The first sign you notice that someone is not good for you, you stay away from them. That's how you take responsibility. That's how you heal. Number three, once you start taking accountability, once you start to take that responsibility, you will be learning lessons. You will be learning where you went wrong, how your judgment was wrong, how you have to build your discernment more, how you have to keep up with your boundaries more, how you need to learn to say no more often, how you need to kind of stop seeking validation. So the moment you take responsibility, you will be learning lessons. It's really important that you embody those lessons. You learn them and you embody them. You implement them in your life. A lot of people miss this crucial step. They go through a very difficult situation. They end up in a very hurtful state, but they simply miss out on taking their lessons and they go on with their life. And what ends up happening is they end up in a similar scenario again, same situation, same scenarios, same pattern, only this time with a different person. And it's happening because you did not take your lessons from your previous mistake, and the mistake is coming into your life again to teach you that you haven't learned your lesson. A lot of people miss out on this really crucial part. I often end up coaching my clients on this, particularly reminding them this. It's important to take your lesson before you move forward, because you ensure you don't end up in a similar state. Now, here's another thing that I noticed. If you ended up in a really difficult scenario in your past with your parents, your friends, your dating life, and that left you in a really hurtful, painful state, and you're afraid of moving on, like if you're afraid of moving on and finding a new person, finding a new set of friends, or gaining that sense of self-worth again, like if you're afraid to move forward, it means you haven't taken your lessons at all. That's why you're afraid, because if you have taken your lessons from whatever happened from your past, you will have that armor, like you are now your protector. You know what to do next time you meet with certain type of people, you meet the same scenario again. You know how to set your boundaries, you know how to deal with that situation again. But because you have not taken these lessons, you are afraid that you will face a similar scenario again. Now, I often see this with trust issues. People would have ended up being betrayed by someone, and then they don't take their lessons, like they don't stop to see how they ended up with someone like this person. Like there would have been signs, there would have been red flags, there would have been scenarios where their gut instinct would have told them that this person is not okay, relationships are not supposed to feel this way, you're always sad, you're always miserable. There are a lot of signs, but you ignore all those signs. You would have given up on yourself and you would have gone behind that person and they ended up cheating you. Now you are afraid to date again. Now you're afraid that someone else might come and cheat you, and you have those trust issues. You will not have trust issues if you actually reflected on your actions and you took all those lessons. You know that, oh, this is where I went wrong. This is how I wrongly judged this person. This is how I stayed instead of leaving. Then you learn those lessons and you move forward. You're not afraid of facing that scenario again, because if at all you face someone who might betray you, you will be easily spotting them because you have experience and you have taken your lessons. You can easily spot them. The first sign that you spot when you realize that someone could betray you, someone is unreliable, someone is not trustworthy, you're going to take a step back so easily. You're not going to again end up in the same scenario. But if you're afraid that you might end up in similar scenario again, it means that you have not reflected on your actions, you have not taken your lessons. And people miss to do this, because if you take your lessons, you'll have to implement them, which will be a new reality for you, which is something new. Like if you never set boundaries in your past and you ended up being taken advantage of, now you have to start setting boundaries, which might feel unfamiliar, uncertain, very new. And of course, there's always resistance to new things when we try to do new things. And people are not really okay with trying new things, so they kind of end up staying in that familiar zone. But it's really important that you take your lessons and you embody those lessons. Number 4 is to forgive that person for not knowing any better, and to forgive yourself for not knowing any better. Now, forgiving them doesn't mean that you have to engage with them, you have to give access to them again. It simply means that you let go of the hold that you have on that past and that past has on you. Now, and forgiving will also mean that you will stop blaming them, right? The more you blame someone for your problem, like for what happened to you, the more it will continue to stay in your life. Like the problem will never leave you. You have to let go of that hold. You have to stop blaming them. You have to reframe your perspective, and you understand that, they did that thing for whatever reason, and you just happen to be there as a damage, and you take a step back and you stop blaming them. That's really important, and you forgive them for whatever they did. Now, this is easy to do if you are in a no contact relationship with this person. Like if that person is no longer there in your life, it's a little bit more easier for you to forgive them. But If the person continues to stay in your life, like the one that caused you trauma is still there in your life, sometimes it could be your parents as well, or anyone else, right? Now, forgiving them doesn't mean that immediately the relationship between you and them will start to fix itself, or you have to take responsibility again for their actions, or you have to take responsibility to fix the relationship. That's not the case. Okay, now let's just consider parents, for example. If you had a hard time with your parents and you want to forgive them, it doesn't mean that you're going to fix the relationship with them. It's not your responsibility. Now again, that doesn't mean that you have to stop talking to them. You can just be however you are with them. But if you want to improve the relationship, if you want to fix the relationship, then that has to happen from both sides. It's not happening from their side. There's nothing you can do. But what you can do is you can forgive them. And by forgiving, I mean you are not going to take responsibility for their actions. You refuse to take burden for their actions. Forgiving them would look like you're not trying to fix them. You're also not trying to mold yourself to get their approval. You become who you are. Like, you chase your dream identity and you leave their life and their identity to them. Only they can fix it, only they can change it. So it's more like being detached. You love them, you care about them, but you are detached. You are letting them make their mistakes and you are forgiving them for it, and you maintain your boundaries and you refuse to take any blame for their actions, and you lead on with your life, right? And in case you're dealing with difficult parents in your life, I often tell this to my clients who say that, how do I make my parents realize that they're hurting me, that they're not supporting me? Here's something that I often recommend them, which is that you can't change your parents by talking. Like, not just parents, anyone. You can't change people by talking to them, like by telling them that what they're doing is wrong. Very rarely, occasionally, exceptionally, 1 or 2 times it might work. But most commonly, you can't change someone or make them realize that they're hurting you by just talking to them, right? The only thing that will make them realize that is through your actions. Now, that doesn't again mean that you have to be in a certain way to show to them that they hurt you. Like, that's a manipulation tactic. You're not going to do anything to show them that, your actions are hurting me, so I'm going to do this. So you will realize that I'm hurting and then you will change your behavior. That is manipulation. You have to notice their actions, and if it is hurting you, you only take a step back, not to teach them anything, but to protect yourself. So you start protecting yourself, and you don't seek their validation. You don't even expect them to understand. You lead your life. You go on with your life. You lead your life. And this is the only thing that will often make other people wonder where they went wrong. And this applies with parents. This applies with relationships, everywhere. People only change when they see their actions have actually caused some damage, and it had turned you into a different person, or you have decided to move on with your life instead of beating against this action of theirs. And that's when they finally realize. Some people don't even realize that for a long time. Until the end, they don't realize that. But that's not your problem, okay? So forgiving them for their actions is step number 4. Number 5, realize that not everyone is like your ex, like your parents, like these people that betrayed you in the past. Because you have only seen a certain set of people, you operate from that place of wound, of that filter you have in your head, and you think everyone you're going to meet is going to be like them. And immediately that wound itself comes out. Let's say you had a partner in the past who was not reliable. They would say something, but they won't keep up with their words. So over time, you learned that you can't really believe anything that comes out of their mouth. Now you start dating, you meet a new person, and you assume that this person is also unreliable before you even know that whether they're a reliable person or not. Before you could even make judgment, an informed judgment, you are assuming that this person is not reliable. That is coming from your wound. When you do this, you will end up losing good people. This one will cost you good people, because a good person won't put up with your assumptions. A good person will not accept being treated like a bad one. Think about it. If you have a trustworthy person in front of you, but because you have been cheated on in your past, you treat this person, you assume that this person is also going to cheat on you, and you treat them like they might cheat on you one day, do you think they're going to accept it? No. So it's really important that you realize that people are different. The people you meet are new individuals. So before you make a judgment about someone, you need to talk to them, you need to be friends with them, you need to hang out with them, you need to know about them before you can even come up on judgments about their character, about whether they're trustworthy or not, whether they're reliable or not. Number 6, gain new experiences. If your mind is only filled with all these difficult experiences from your past and you just keep ruminating on it, it's not going to take you any further. Your mind is not rewired just by the thoughts and, trying to talk to yourself and affirmations. It's very strongly rewired by new experiences. So if you're trying to be this new person who is no longer stuck in the past, like you are this new person, you are stepping into this new identity, you have to make changes. You have to show in action that you are becoming a new person, and you need new experiences for that. And by experiences, I don't mean like really big experiences like traveling to a place or like hanging out with a bunch of people. It could start by very little things like getting a new attire or getting a haircut or going to this place that was like really close to your home but you like never really visited to that place, going to a new place. I did this recently wherein I got a haircut, which is quite new for me, and I was very strong on getting a new identity because last year was very difficult for me, and I decided that I don't want to be the same this year. I don't want to be that sad, miserable, self-loathing person. So last year was like quite difficult. So I wanted to make little changes in my life that will indicate to myself that I'm no longer that old person, I'm a new person. And as one of the activities I did as part of that, I got a haircut. Now, initially I was a little bit hesitant, but as soon as I got the haircut, I really loved this haircut. It's kind of like, it felt more like me than the hair I had before. For whatever reason, this feels more like me, and I really liked it. And there was this instant change in my personality that I was able to notice. The same day, right after the haircut, I was able to notice that. And another thing that I started doing lately is to visit temples. I wasn't religiously into like God and stuff like that. I used to believe in the universe. I used to do like meditation and all of that. I still do that, but I never really visited temples before and prayed to a particular idol before. Recently, in the last 3 months of 2025, that was how my life went. And going to temple was a new thing that I picked up because of my mom, because of my family, and because I also want to do it. And that is something that I really enjoy doing now. It's a new part of my life, and it's also a new part of my identity. And I'm also making a lot of other changes, little changes in my life, like reading certain types of books that I want to read, doing certain things as part of my routine. I have bought minor changes, like I used to be constantly worrying about my social media, so I'll always be on phone. Like every day I open my Instagram and my YouTube like 100 times to see like what's happening, to see if I've gotten any engagement and stuff like that, which I found to be, really desperate, and I don't want to be like that. So this time I've changed it. I've replaced constantly checking my phone with something else. Also started cooking my meals every now and then, which is a new thing that I've picked up. So there are a little things that I've done which would indicate to myself that I am becoming a new person, and it's actually working. My 2026 had a great start, and as I'm shooting this video, it's just 7 days into Jan, and I'm really enjoying the vibe of 2026. And number 7, accept and allow yourself some time. Okay, accept whatever happened. Now I will repeat this 100 times if I have to. Okay, acceptance is not that you have to like what happened to you. It's not that you have to accept or agree or approve of what happened to you in the past or how people treated you. It's not that. Acceptance is simply that you stop fighting with it. Fighting with something takes energy. If you're fighting with something from your past, if you're fighting with something in your present life, emotionally, if you're fighting with your emotions, if you're fighting with your mind, any form of fighting, resistance needs energy. It needs effort. So the more you fight with something, the less energy you will have to live your life. So accept things that, okay, this is what happened, and today it's not a part of my identity, it's not a part of my life. So I accept it. I allow that to be a part of my life, right? I allow that experience to be a part of my life. And as you do all these steps and you allow yourself some time and you go on with your life, you're going to heal. And this is a very simple steps that I mentioned, but it's not that easy to follow, I know, because healing also requires discipline and consistency. So I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, doubts, queries, please leave it in the comments, and I'll see you in another video. Take care. Bye.